Welcome to MOC membership. My name is Mihail, and today we will talk about a very serious accident that happened here in Greece. First of all, my condolences to family of person that sadly died, and it was really young person, 20 years old. And today, yes, I would like also to make this video in order to prevent these things happen again in the future. First of all, I would like to remind you that I have made a lot of videos in this channel for different kind of accidents. I have analyzed the accidents and also described the reason why they are happening. I have repeatedly also bring it to the awareness of everybody here also on the channel in order to make them aware of these things. And this is the reason basically why I'm making this material, because the profession itself of what we are facing today, it's not a game at all. It's a very serious risk to yourself and to the people that you are working together. Okay, it is very serious, and it has become much more difficult year and by year and by year. We do not have support from the government. It is nil. Okay, there is nothing there at all. I don't know why we have even the government itself, because it cannot provide anything. It cannot secure the legislation. It cannot provide a safe environment of working. And also, it's not a reason to be in European, let's say, Union at all. Okay, we are less, let's say, competent than the Africans. Okay, African countries in this case. It's really sad news, but this not happen during the overnight, as I told you before. It happened continuously, years by years, and it bring it in the results that we are now at the moment. Also, from my side, I have tried many times to do also lectures as well on the universities, on, let's say, the private schools and all the things. And the difficulties, yes, that I have faced also in order to set up something like that, it is really tremendous, and I do not understand the reason why. And the worst thing about this that we are not progressing, okay? We are not here for learning as, let's say, any kind of profession just to get the paper, okay? Just to get the paper itself does not mean nothing, okay? It is the things that we are set up as organizations, as individuals, as teams, and not looking only to ourselves, okay, for benefiting ourselves. This specific company, Blue Star Ferries, which I have worked there, okay, and many other companies, not only that, has a huge problem, both safety, cultural, and how the companies are set up. Normally, in this environment and in these huge accidents, these companies should stop to operate completely. Okay? Should stop to operate completely, because you have a major event. You have a death of young person. Okay? You have deaths in your vessels while the passengers are attending, and this is in 1 year time frame. Okay, you have a crash of a person by a truck on another vessel. I don't know, maybe it was another company, but still it is accidents and incidents that could be prevented, okay? Could be prevented for sure. That's 100% sure. In the environment that they are operating now at the moment, and I have been there, I know how the things are working, because when you are there, you know exactly, you feel it on your skin, how the things are working. But because I have told you many times, these companies and all of the companies, they are really conservative. They are not open to dialogue. They are not open to improvement. And moreover, what I have told you, that if you are spending your money, if you are buying tickets, if you are transferring, let's say, goods with these companies without doing the proper investigations and the proper check of these companies, you are also the one that killing these persons, okay? With your behavior, you're also prone to this killing. It is also the traders as well. It is everybody who is dealing with this approach, because simply they do not care. And this creates a jungle environment, okay, for operation in the entire, let's say, how the people are behaving with each other. And don't be surprised when, let's say, as we have seen in the shooting, and the people are laughing, don't be surprised. This will be, let's say, the normality in nowadays, okay? Nobody will care about nobody. Then you will have explosions. You will have hundreds of people dying. So ask yourself, this is the environment that you're willing to live? Because next time it will be your kids, okay? It will be your kids of the rich one who will suffer as well, okay? And will get the accidents and the incidents. And because they do not have the knowledge, they will be in the same position. Because the knowledge was never shared with them, was never reached properly. Okay, let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. First of all, when you're going on board as apprentice engineer or as, let's say, new individual, you have to do familiarization. And in this case, as I know always, I have been there, familiarization, okay? The familiarization should be at least 1 week, in my opinion. In these companies, familiarization, it's almost nil, okay? Nil for the reason because we have a trip to do and the vessel is starting to move, okay? You have directly to adopt to the requirements, as they said. So chief engineer, captain, they do not care because they are on the highest level of hierarchy. Okay, we have a newbie, let's say, coming. We have a new person coming. I was third engineer, let's say, when I was, let's say, in Blue Star Ferries, second engineer, okay? Already, okay? So I had an experience on the vessels, how to, let's say, walk, how to do things, but you have apprentice engineers or, let's say, motorman or wiper or whatever, okay? So they have less experience of how dealing with this thing. And you should get more attention as chief engineer, more attention as captain, not thinking about the trip, because the trip, it will happen anyway, okay? You should assign proper familiarization. And as I told you, I'm sure, 100% sure, because I have been there, the familiarization is nil. It's exactly nil. So the authorities also, the Greek authorities that are dealing with that, Greek authorities have failed on that path. Because simply they are not there to check and observe the level and the competency. This is the reason that you need the authority to be present there, asking questions, do requirements, ask the requirements basis of international standards. Do you believe that here in Greece, the Greek authorities knows what is the international standards? And this is happening because simply from the government, you do not have the proper people. They are not knowing anything. And how you're able to have people from the government here set up authorities that have never been and knowing the international standards and the regulations, and they're not able to apply them. So you have a huge gap. You have a really, really huge gap. And that's why the incidents are happening. That's why they are continuous to happen. Because you have failed through checking the regulations, you have failed to make the tests, you do not have structure, you do not have also people that were able to make these questions, you do not have competent people, and this has happened through the decades. It's not happened overnight. And you have created a jungle, a completely jungle of an industry which is actually benefiting a lot, making a lot of earnings. Look on the Blue Star, let's say, or another, let's say, a shipping company around here in Greece. They're making millions of euros and dollars on the blood of the youngsters, okay? By simply killing them. This is exactly, by simply killing them, okay? That is it. And now what has to be done, it is the European Union should bring their own regulators and check all the entire system, how it is been working for years, and if they are complying. Because if you are taking and you're part of European Union and you're part of, let's say, a bigger structure, you have to follow these regulations. You have to follow these rules. So you are behind these rules, you are not applying anything of that has been set and regulated properly in order to prevent these accidents. And now you have to be checked by these regulations, extensively checked. So much checked that you will throw all the structure away, okay? All the structure away, because they have simply failed. And it is not something that is acceptable even to exist at the moment, because you have failed continuously. You have failed continuously in all the levels of the shipping and maritime that is possible. And this does not say a person, let's say, which is not knowing the industry. This has been said from the expert of this industry. That is clear. There is nothing else that requires to be told. This is exactly what they should do. Okay? This is their now responsibility and accountability. And this happened just through the years. The next question is, has been any one of them, also from on board the vessel or from the company, ever addresses these things, the familiarization, if it's done properly? No, never. Never. I have been worked there from 2010, 2015. I have never seen a training which is specifically, let's say, related with familiarization. Only some trainings, let's say, for abandoned ships and all the things, but it was not complete, was not accurate. And in the event of something will be happen, it will be completely mess. Okay, it will for sure will be completely mess because the training is not complete itself. It is not highest level of training that is required. At that point, I was not able to understand it with the existing knowledge that I had then. Okay. But still there, I have raised that issues. I have raised that issues, I have explained the issues, I have explained the problems, what is the reason happening that behind. And also it shows, yes, a culture. It shows a culture which is broken. It is completely wrong. It is broken. And it's not, it is not a fighting between us, the good one, and the bad one. No, it's not that one. It's to show how the things are properly should working. And that's why you see me every day, as much as I have the motivation, and this is the reason that I have the motivation, I'm creating material. I would like to speak deep in the issues that are there in order to create awareness and lift up your skills so you avoid these things and drive you to the point that you will not select this way. I don't like this way. I don't like this way of working, okay? Not this way of working, no. And that's why the reason that I left. This is the reason why I left. Because I see a culture which is broken. I see a system which is not working consistently. It's not changing at all. And then, they see my Simon's book and say, okay, you have there very, very little time on board. Why you have left? You have to stay there and suffer all the system that they have created wrongly. Because simply they never ask the question why. That is it. That is how they work. It will not change overnight. And it will not change for sure. Because there is not such a people that are there for change on a better way. And this change will never come. Will never come by one person. Because you know what is happening in these cultures? You are suppressed. Even you want to do something, even you have the motivation, you will be suppressed. Because the most of the people there are just existing for the paycheck. Okay? For the paycheck, nothing else. And we created a culture of paycheck. So, what happened? Everyone knows that the Ferries has a hydraulic doors with a lever here. So when you are turning the lever to the right and to the left, the door takes directions opening and close. So the person, yes, a young person, was stuck between the door and the frame. He was crushed. Very important to know for all the people that are working with such doors, you never open this door a little bit. You always open it until here. So the door, let's say, will be moved here. In case that something goes wrong, you have time. You have time to escape, at least. Okay? You have time to escape. And also, there should be also an emergency switch that here it's very easy accessible for reach. But when you have not done this simple familiarization for a person which is young, which is new to the environment, he does not know how to operate the door. That's why probably he opened it a little bit Normally, when you open the lever, when you turn the lever, the doors open, and if you balance it back in the middle, it should be stay stable, open. And then you have a bell which is ringing, and it tells you that you have the door open. Okay, it is transitioning, let's say. It is open and remain in that state. But if you have, let's say, a little bit open the door to that side, because normally it's working this side, on the left it is pushing the door inwards, on the right it's pushing the door outwards. When you have balanced the level, the door it's not moving, and you have a bell here with visual and audio sound which shows you that the door is open. Okay, it's in an intermediate state. So if you have just opened the door here and for some reason you have give, let's say, the signal for closing, yes, you have very limited time. And also I have worked also with a person which now probably he's on pension. He always advise the youngsters, when we have apprentice engineers, be careful with the door, how you enter. He was watching them. He was old guy, but now what is happening, it is that these old people has been left from, let's say, the vessels, from the ships. And what is happening, there is nobody actually that can share that information. And they're gone. That's it. It is simple familiarization for the safety of the doors, which lead to a major accident. The accident itself, it shows that there is broken culture. There is broken culture. There is broken regulations as well. It's not followed. It's not followed properly. It's not followed directly. And yes, it's very difficult environment to work. It's very difficult, very demandful, very stressful environment. And that's why also I left. Okay, I left, and since then I was traveling in the tankers, where we do not have these doors. We have, let's say, a team which you can work, okay, at least you can find the common, let's say, language and somehow deal with the problems, okay, as they occur. And that's why you have to create your own pace of working. That's why I'm always saying, no matter the chief engineer you have to create your own pace of working. This pace of working, yes, that I'm capable to do, this is what I'm able to do. All the rest, yes, that is it. That is what I'm capable to do. And since you have your pace, yes, you can do things working, you can do them safe, and the things can work, okay, can work. I don't think that there was something so much immediate that creates a rushing, okay? Never rush, do your things, let's say, slowly, as you have, let's say, think in your mind. I always think with the people when we make, let's say, our morning meeting, I tell them, always, whatever you do, be safe, okay? This is the first thing that you have to think. I do not care about how much work you will do. I do not care about if you will do the work at all in the day. Maybe the day will pass and you will not do anything. I do not care. But the most important thing that I will be care, it is for your safety. That the day is finished and everybody is fine. This is what I would like to see. I would like to see people that are smiling. I would like to see people that are happy. This is the most important thing. Because I know I have been there, I know how much difficult it is for an apprentice engineer to be, or let's say, whatever profession, to be far from the family, to be in the difficult environment, to be in the noisy environment, to be in the environment under pressure, under stress, no understanding of whatsoever is going in the engine room, and you have only orders. I have been there, and I do not have to create these environments. I would like to create the best available environments for the people that I'm working with. Okay? I do not care. This is how the things need to be worked, okay? If you have an engine, for example, and you remove the oil from the engine, will the engine work? No, the engine will not work. The similar thing is for the people. If you remove from the people the security, you create them stress, people will not function. It's the same thing. Why they believe these chief engineers and captains that are sitting there and taking tens of thousands of dollars or euros, why are they thinking that by giving the stress, giving all the things that they have used in the old ways to do and work with the old let's say system, and I have seen these chief engineers, one let's say bolt is broken and their face is like, you know, like a tomato red, they're rushing, they're running like this, pressure, open the exhaust, let's say, open the safety valves. I have seen this crazy behavior. What is this? This is theater, okay? These people you just need to discard. They are very, very dangerous for these environments. And for sure, it is very, very easy, understandable, in which level, let's say, of psychological level the apprentice engineer or the wiper that died was. We don't know. We think to tend that our behavior does not touch people, but actually the behavior does more than shooting somebody, let's say, to the leg. Okay? These people that are working there, it's not sustainable. And this happens across all the industries. I have working also for other companies, many companies. I have seen these clones, okay? The only thing that I give to them is clones, nothing else. Yes, I will not refer to my material that I have created because, yes, this sad news really I didn't want to hear for any reason. But my dear friends, yes, you have to be careful for yourself, just for yourself, for your own safety, for yourself. And I'm always tell you, as I have done from the beginning, if your gut's feeling says you have to leave, it is true and it exactly works, because it is not there, this feeling, from nothing, because based on your experience, and that's why I would like for you to create this experience, that you will feel it, you will understand it, of what is going on. Maybe you will be in another, let's say, environment. Maybe you will be working, let's say, for IT. Maybe you will working in the construction area. Maybe you will working, let's say, in the shipping, in maritime. Maybe you will working in the office. It does not matter on the factory and the manufacturing. The most important thing is what knowledge you have, and basis on the knowledge what you see, does this means good or bad? Okay, that's all. It's just simple things. That's why for sure I will not stop to update you with all the latest information. I will continue to do these videos also in this channel, also in the new channel, where I'm telling the things as they are, okay? I do not have to hide anything. I told you I will not hide behind my finger, okay? I will not hide. And I will tell the things exactly how they work. Because during my, let's say, apprenticeship, I have seen many, many things. Maybe I have not tell them directly, okay, it was my wrong. But since I progress in the industry, I learn the things, how the things should be working. And I will not do different way if the things are going to the wrong way. I will do it only and make the selection that the things goes to the positive goal. That's all. I do not have to accept the negativity. The negativity is yours and you have to keep it for yourself. I will not take it. It's not mine. It's yours. You have created the negativity. I do not have nothing to do with the negativity. So that's why I have made my selections and I have managed the risk as much as properly. And this is everything about, my dear friends and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very, very crucial thing, the risk management in everything that we are doing. With who we are talking, with what teams we are working, what we represent. And as I have seen, my values, my core values and my values are more valuable than any other company out there. I have seen that. They say we are family, we are all them things. What? No, you are not our family. We are not friends. We just simply have a contract, that's all. And after, bye-bye. Okay, I have filled my contract, that's all. We are not family. We do not have nothing common. If we are family, okay, open your banking account and give me, let's say, 1 million. So, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you to stay safe and think only for your own good. Nothing else other matters. Think for your own good. Thank you. I will make another video later on. For sure, yes, we will stay tuned. And I wish you a great day ahead. From Mihail, bye-bye.